everybody, welcome back to the Raw Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you already know I ask you to do it every single day. I ask you to look down here in your settings, find your subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell too so you'll know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, the algorithm. It is presently dragging me up and down these internet streets as we speak. And right about here, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting my channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative for your support. Also, if you just want to do a one-time donation to the channel, our super thanks button is right over there, and all donations to the channel will always be greatly appreciated. All right, with all that said, I want to do some shout outs. I do. I want to shout out Gail Tapcott. Gail, I don't even know what to say at this point. You are such a great supporter of this channel and just a vital part of this community. I am just so thankful, so grateful that you are a part of this channel and a supporter of it. Thank you for that generous super thanks. Also, I want to shout out R&R Carter. R&R, thank you so much for seeing something in my channel and deciding to support it. I appreciate it so very much. And thank you for the super thanks. All right, with all that said, let's get to the read, y'all, because of course we have a lot. Y'all know I be so nosy up and down these internet streets. And that is what I was doing when I was putting the read together. I jumped in these internet streets and I was all over the place. I was on when I say every social media platform, I mean every social media platform. I was on Blue Sky. I'm telling you, loving it over there, still loving it, and loving it more and more every day. They just need to put my bookmark option in there. And if they do that, I probably will never go back over to X because it is getting better and better every day. I'm just saying. And also, I was over to TikTok. I saw some cute TikToks. I did from one of my favorite squatties. I mean, she has no problem in telling it like it is. So I didn't stay over TikTok for very long because I was pretty much busy today. And I did some shopping today, had to take the dog to the groomer today. And so I had to just be in these internet streets to get this read together. So I didn't have time to just watch post after post of videos over to TikTok. So I had to keep it moving. So I kept it moving to Instagram. And over at Instagram, they're talking about Polo, still talking about Polo, still talking about how beautiful Megan was at the baby shower, and just talking about a whole host of things that those left behinds are doing over there, like what Andrew done got himself into. And I'm telling you, it is so funny to me that he can do just about anything and cause so much embarrassment for that family. But yet it still seems like Harry and Meghan remains the enemy. I'll tell you this, they still dragging the trolls too. All on all of the social media platforms. I ended up on X, formerly known as Twitter, and I'm telling you, the squatties have them by their hair, the nape of their neck, and the top of their heads, and skull dragging all the trolls that come on there talking nonsense because the squatties are not having it about Polo. I went on, I think it's IMDb, because Nacho had posted the link for you to go over there and rate Polo. And I mean, I raced over there. I fell over the dog trying to get to IMDb to rate it. So if you can, and if you have access to IMDb, all you have to do is go in there and put it in your search engine like Google and pull it up. You can go through your Google account. That's what I did. I just went through my Google account and went in there and rated Polo 10 out of 10. I sure did. And Nacho is asking people to do that because these trolls, and like I said, I actually have watched the polo twice and absolutely left it running when I was out doing errands today. So I'm getting the hours in, let me tell you. And so that is what Nacho is, asking. And I went right on over there and did that. But I digress. So that's going on too. So it's just a lot. It's just a lot. But it's always a lot when it comes to Harry and Meghan. They will not let them breathe. They will not let them live. I have just never saw anything like it. They got slumlord Willie over there. They have nothing but this king who does nothing but keep his fingers in their pockets over there. They have this bed hopper for a queen mistress over there. And then they got Faker Katie over there, but they don't have no time or no smoke for them. All they want to do is to police Harry and Meghan. And that's a lot of what we're going to talk about today. How these people just go out of their way to police Harry and Meghan. Will not let them breathe. What is the problem here? Sometimes I think about Harry and Meghan and how they hold back. Cause y'all know I'm a Southern belle from the dirty, dirty South, and I absolutely don't understand how Harry and Meghan just hold their tongue and not cuss every one of these folks out. The way they be ear hustling and all up in their business all the time. Like they are spending some taxpayer money. It is ridiculous to me. So we're going to start with this one. I'm going to put this up, and I put it up yesterday. I talked about this very same post because it is absolutely as relevant today as it was yesterday. These fools continue to try to be all up in Harry and Meghan's business. And I must say, I don't know how Harry and Meghan feel about it, but I'm tired of it. I really am. And so this particular podcast might have a little tinge of that in it because mind your business. I don't see how Harry and Meghan do not tell these people, these trolls, these flying monkeys, these toadies, these potato heads, and these ugly old hags to mind their business. Because I'm telling you, I have been on social media today, and all they have been doing, all the ones I just mentioned, it's been in Harry and Meghan's business. If you are such a fan of those left behinds over there, give them some attention. Why are you honed in on Harry and Meghan? But let me just say this. I understand because at the end of the day, it's pretty hard being fans of a blank sheet of paper. And that's what kind of personality all of those people have. About as much personality is a blank sheet of paper. But I'm telling you, it has gotten so annoying to me today. But I'm going to put it up, and it says after lying that Harry and Meghan's contract was canceled by Netflix, that Harry's book was a flop, that Suits was a flop, that Meghan was dropped by her agency, and Meghan was isolated in the US, the Derangers still haven't learned their lesson. And that is so true. And I brought it back for a repeat because it is the same thing going on today as it was yesterday. I mean, I have saw even new lies that they're telling. It is just the most ridiculous thing. And they are so mad and so butthurt that Harry and Meghan did not do promotion for Polo. It's very few TV shows or documentaries that does promotion. I even saw Kaiser from Celebrity saying, why didn't they do promotion? And one of the squatties answered her back and said, why should they? Why should they do promotion? Who else is doing promotion for Netflix projects? And Harry and Meghan don't have to do promotion because of the fact if they did promotion, the promotion would overshadow the project because these people would be talking about what she wearing, what she's saying, what she mean, how is it associated with those left behind. She was sending a message. They were doing an olive branch, and all kinds of nonsense would absolutely spring from the promotion that Harry and Meghan would be doing for a project that they want people to see. So at this particular time and the way the craziness that surrounds them, the best thing is just to put the project out and let the haters, the toadies, and the flying monkeys promote it for them. And that's what they do. They run around like somebody set their hair on fire, talking all sorts of nonsense. And like I said, I even saw I'm gonna tell y'all, Tom Sykes even wrote an article talking about how Polo had flopped and it was no promotion. They were so disappointed. They are so hungry for any kind of engagement with Harry and Meghan that they will write article after article after article about the non engagement. Can you imagine their behavior and how they would act if Harry and Meghan would engage with them? I'm just saying, if Harry and Meghan would engage with these people, they would absolutely flip the F out. They would. So Harry and Meghan just puts the projects out there and let them promote it. And I say, I love it. I love it. Continue to feed them dust. They are so tired of choking on all that dust that Harry and Meghan is serving up. And I just love that for them. I'm just saying. All right, I'm gonna put this up. Y'all remember this yesterday, and I talked about it yesterday. How Ted Sarandos, who is the CEO of Netflix, was doing an interview and he pretty much put to bed the fact Netflix and Harry and Meghan's partnership is good. He pretty much just absolutely laid it all out there that Harry and Meghan brings in the eyeballs, even though they may be controversial. And I disagree with that statement. Harry and Meghan is not controversial. Yesterday, when I featured that story in my podcast and I read that line that when he said that they were controversial, I didn't push back on that. And I have thought about that ever since. And I'm going to push back on it now. How in the world is Harry and Meghan controversial? All they did was leave that place in order to save their mental health and their family and to live a life of purpose and also make some money to support their family. How in the world is that controversial? They are not controversial. The flying monkeys, the toadies, and the minions, and all those crazies over there, they're controversial. And they try to make you think that Harry and Meghan is somehow controversial because you have to do something in order to be controversial. Harry and Meghan hadn't done anything except live their lives. But they want to hang that on Harry and Meghan. No, 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 no. I reject that. What they say, I rebuke you, Satan. They are not controversial. They are the most non controversial couple it is out there. What are you talking about? What have they done? These people have lost their ever loving mind because their favorite prince decided to leave them because of their behavior. Ted Sarandon made it very clear that Harry and Meghan was good at Netflix. And I was reading a thread on, I think it was on X, formerly known as Twitter, and one of the squatties said, wouldn't it be something? The extension of the contract has already happened because they hadn't even started to do anything with that movie that they bought the rights to. They hadn't even went into production yet. So while they're hoping and wishing and dreaming, it's already probably the extension of the contract already has been signed and the ink is dry. I thought that was such a good point that squatty made, that their movie has not started production yet. And Megan's cooking show has not premiered yet. And here they are worried about this contract, and that contract extension probably has already been signed. I love it. I love it for them because they have been on countdown. Yesterday, I featured this article in my podcast, and I said, this might quiet them down for a while, but they will be back on the BS talking about this contract with Netflix. That Ted Sarandon saying that him and Harry and Meghan, the CEO of Netflix, that Harry and Meghan and Netflix was good and it would quiet them down for a while. Well, it didn't last long because right out the gate, I found this from Tom Sykes. And when I tell you this particular article is dripping with cynicism and just absolutely hoping and praying that this particular contract is dropped. You know, Tom Sykes has just absolutely just dropped any kind of pretense that he is a fair journalist. He has dropped any pretense that he is not a troll. He has dropped any pretense that he is not a flying monkey and have been directed by Kensington Palace. I have never saw anything like it, and I'm going to put it up. And the name of the article is Netflix Exhausted by Meghan Markle Did Not Put Harry in It. Did not put Harry in it. And to me, that is an indication of William. Instructions by William. Because at the end of the day, I think he still really wants his brother there to use him because I do not believe William loves his brother. Now, I believe Harry loves William, but William has never loved Harry. All William has ever saw Harry as is something like a screwdriver or a wrench, a tool to be used to get what he wants, and that is eyeballs. That is respect, and that is adoration. Somebody to be used in order to ingratiate and lift him up. And so if he is instructing Tom Sykes to take this kind of direction in his journalistic reviews of Harry and Meghan, he has pretty much taken Harry out of the equation because they want to not muddy up Harry so Harry can come back and Meghan will be all muddied up because we don't want her back. She shined too much. I'm going to read the title again. It says, Netflix exhausted by Meghan Markle as her and Prince Harry's polo show bombs. And it didn't have anything to do with Meghan. Meghan just showed up in a pretty dress and sunglasses and gave away a cup. This was Harry's, but he wants to try to keep Harry as clean as possible. And you know what he is using as a way to justify this title, saying that Polo has bombed? By some trolls reviews. That's it. He don't have any numbers. He don't have anything to justify him calling Polo a bomb. I'm just saying. It goes on and says the couple face a fight to see their lucrative deal renewed after a string of underwhelming projects. The lies. The lies. Because the numbers don't lie. And my whole thing is on what Tom Sarando said and what is in the hopper to come out next year and beyond. Harry and Meghan already has signed that contract. The ink is already dry, Tom cites. And then said the couple face a fight to see their lucrative deal renewed. They don't want that deal renewed. They don't want that deal renewed. They want the failure. They want to write that story. William wants to be able to sleep at night and stop drinking or doing whatever he's doing that cause him to sway like he is. He wants to feel better about himself. He does. If his brother fails, he feels better. And Harry is over here making big moves like the one he just made, securing the ex executive of Google to head up Travelers. Yes, you remember how they were just absolutely dancing in the streets. William and all his toadies was just absolutely holding hands and dancing in the streets when they thought that they had secured Chef Andre, when they thought they had secured Chef Jose Andre. And in actuality, we hadn't saw Chef in actuality, we have saw Chef Jose Andre with Harry since this whole coup they called, this whole coup d'etat William supposedly had pulled by stealing Chef Jose Andre. We have saw Chef Jose Andre more with Harry than with William. This whole earth flop thing went down in South Africa. Where was Chef Jose Andre? Minding his own business and his own initiative. That's where he was. It was not the coup that they thought it was. And it's so sad. It is so sad that his brother is so sad. I'm just saying, let's go on with this article. We're not going to read very much of it because it's nonsense and it's all crying and it's so pathetic to live your life wanting someone else to fail. How pathetic do you have to be? And it gets so old that these people, everything that Harry and Meghan does, all they want to do is smear it. And do they not think people don't see what they're doing? It says there have been no media or promotional events scheduled to support the series. So what? We just talked about this. They wanted that. They are disappointed that Harry and Meghan continues to pay them dust. Harry and Meghan go on about their business. They do their work. They go on about their business and let the trolls, the toadies, and the minions, and the old ugly hags, and the grifters promote it. They do that. And this is what he's doing right now. He's a toady, he's a flying monkey, and he is writing a whole article about polo, promoting it. And it says, one source told the Daily Mail it makes or breaks. People says Netflix, people, these are the same people probably Donald Trump talk about all the time. People are saying, who is these people? But people, this is what he said. People say Netflix are exhausted. Who is these people? The people in Tom Sykes' fevered mind. But this man has no credibility whatsoever. He comes and writes a story and cites this man that nobody ever heard of, saying he's this and saying he's that, but not listing one accolade, not one credit to his name. And we're supposed to believe that everything he is saying is true, and saying that people, no name people, are exhausted with Harry and Meghan, or specifically Meghan, they are exhausted with, and that entertainer and another entertainment executive reportedly said, no name, none, and it's just spouting this nonsense, saying, okay, it says another entertainment executive reportedly said her show will have to be an enormous hit to turn around their deal and their reputation in this town. Tom Sykes needs his journalistic credentials taken away from him for actually printing such nonsense, contributing such vicious lies, or just vicious rhetoric to a no name source. Where is your journalistic integrity? Where is that at? You in here doing William and Charles bidding and coming up with this nonsense like this. This whole article is nothing but him hoping and lying at every turn. It is so exhausting to me to see all these toadies just like they have some kind of personal investment in Harry and Meghan failing. I can only think about Harry and Meghan. That's why Harry and Meghan, y'all saw that scene in Harry and Meghan, their docu-series where they were on the phone with their therapist and they was going through all that stuff, and Meghan came up and she was crying. I feel her. Meghan and Harry need all of that. They need all of that meditation to deal with all this nonsense. Because these people act like people who are in pain. Like Harry and Meghan has pained them in some way. Because Tom Sykes, y'all know I keep a read on what Tom Sykes is saying. And his reporting on Harry and Meghan has just gradually gotten to be more and more vicious each and every article, because they're getting more and more angry that Harry and Meghan hasn't come to their demise, that Harry and Meghan has become successful, that Harry and Meghan has not failed, and Harry has not returned over there with his tail between his legs. It has not worked out the way they thought it was going to work out, and they starting to really get mad about it. I see the viciousness in the writing. And this is what he said. This is his last line in this piece of trash article. And to me, it puts their hurt on Front Street. They're hurt. They're hurt that Harry and Meghan has not failed. And they are hurt because Harry and Meghan don't need them anymore. This whole docu-series didn't have anything to do with those folks across the pond. Harry and Meghan did not even mention them. And they're in their feels about it. And they have resorted to doing nothing but lying. And this, he said this is the very last line. It said, they set out to conquer America, but nobody here, it turns out, found them or what they were peddling to be particularly compelling. And anytime Ted Sarandos, the CEO of Netflix, had the opportunity to make a comment about Harry and Meghan, he lets it be known that he is absolutely satisfied with their partnership. So these people really, really need to go home, get a bath, take their medication, and go to sleep, because there's something going on with you. You need some rest if you hadn't saw all the things that Harry and Meghan has done and their success, and all you can come up with this pathetic line talking about nobody was buying what they're selling. I have never saw them be selling anything, at least not yet. But we're gonna see how America Riviera Orchard goes. I'm just saying. I'm gonna put this up. We're not gonna spend a whole lot of time on it because it's not a whole lot of time need to be spent on it. But it kind of book ends with the article that I had yesterday from Jack Royston talking about how Harry was going to be on the witness stand and pretty much trying to intimidate Harry. And I think Harry's lawyer said it best when he said, "Bring it." Harry handled 2 days in the witness box, and he will handle 4 days in the witness box if needed because his lawyer said bring it. And I believe that was straight from Harry. But here Jack Royston is right back at it the very next day, writing another article about this upcoming trial of Harry's, trying to intimidate him, trying to make him feel some kind of way about going over there and following through with this trial. They all work hand in glove together. I'll put it up, and the name of it is Prince Harry to Face Lonely 4 Days During High Stake Murdoch Trial. Trying to say that Harry is going to be so lonely while he's going to be over there. He's going to be away from his wife and children. Pretty much trying to convince Harry, why are you bothering? All right, like I said, the name of the article is Prince Harry to Face Lonely 4 Days During High Stake Murdoch Trial. And it goes on to say Prince Harry will spend 4 days giving evidence to a high court in a privacy lawsuit against Rupert Murdoch's media empire and will not be able to discuss his testimony even with Meghan Markle. So that's what he's saying. Well, Harry was able to do that for 2 days. He'll be able to do it for 4. I don't understand why this is an article except trying to intimidate Harry. To me, this is witness intimidation. It's my understanding that Newsweek is owned by a British American. He acquired it in 2018. That is why we have so much of the royal family. Their little tentacles is way over here in Newsweek, and we have this little pipsqueak, Jack Royston, and the other one, I can't remember his name, writing just article after article of this nonsense. And to me, this seems like absolutely nothing but witness intimidation. And if I was Harry's lawyer, I would drag their butts into court because even though it's not owned by Murdoch, you best believe it they work hand in glove together. Because my whole thing is, why are you writing article after article about how Harry is going to be in the witness box? Why are you trying to intimidate him, Jack Royston? I'm just saying. It goes on to say this lawyers for the publisher of the British tabloid The Sun indicates this week that Harry can expect to spend a marathon 4 days in the witness box, being grilled about news stories relating to his private life, trying to intimidate him. Well, Harry is no shrinking violet. He held up, and you saw. I put it up yesterday. I put it up again. His lawyer's face when Harry came out of that, and you saw Harry's face. Harry came out of that courtroom like the boss that he is, and he will return like the boss he is, and he'll sit there for 4 days and take the heat and do what needs to be done because at the end of the day, Harry stands on business when it comes to this trial. Harry meant that he wants accountability, he wants justice. So stop it, you little pipsqueak, because if Harry was going to be scared off, he would have been scared off a long time ago. So I'm not even going to go into the rest of this article, but it is just so weird to me that this person continues to write article after article once he has found out that Harry is moving forward with his court case. He is not going to be deterred. And here we are with another back to back article about how Harry is supposed to be scared to be in the witness box. I'm just saying. Now, I'm going to put this up. And I found this in GB News. And it goes back to what we have talked about in my earlier podcast and also in this one. How they feel the need. How these toadies, how these flying monkeys. Do y'all not know one of these old hags actually tried to get? I read today that one of these old hags, one of these jealous, old, bitter, old, ugly, old, fist face hags actually tried to get Lilybeth's birth certificate, was forging information on applications, trying to get Lilybeth's birth certificate because in her fevered mind, she doesn't believe that Lilybeth exists, that Archie doesn't exist, that they're somehow dolls. And here, GB News just absolutely stoking that nonsense, that constant vigilance of Harry and Meghan's business with articles like this. And it says Prince Harry and Meghan Markle suffer blow as Montecito house price falls amidst cutting UK ties. And you know what this is about. This has nothing to do with Harry and Meghan. They have searched around and searched around at some home prices in the area. And it's probably not even in the area where Harry and Meghan is because if I'm not mistaken, Harry and Meghan spent about $10 million on their home and now it's worth about 14. I don't see their home value going down. To me, 10 to 14, that's going up. But these toadies, these flying monkeys, want to try to hold on to anything that they can, try to show that Harry and Meghan somehow has lost. They want that so bad, and it's so annoying to me, I must say. But like I said, I'm gonna put it up. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle suffer blow as Montecito house price fall amidst cutting UK ties. Like them cutting UK ties caused their house prices to go down. That's the way that headline reads. It is so ridiculous, but let's get into it. And it says Harry and Meghan Markle could face a significant financial challenge. Could face. Probably. Maybe. We don't know. I mean, what is wrong with these people? They actually made an article about this, and let's go on. It goes on to say, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle could face a significant financial challenge with their Montecito mansion as local property prices have plummeted by 14.7% compared to last year. Until I see a legitimate news source states that property tax have fallen in Montecito by 14.1%, I'm not even going to believe that because that can be made up. And it says the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, who resides in the exclusive California neighborhood with their children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibeth, purchased their home for £11 million in 2020. And that is what's killing them. This mansion is killing them. It has always killed them. For some reason, they have always wanted Harry to live in poverty. They have always wanted Harry to have nothing. and especially when he married Meghan. Y'all remember all of the nonsense that was spewed about Frogmore Cottage and how they were going to have a yoga studio and all kinds of nonsense. And when we actually got a glimpse into that cottage, it was just like an average home here in America. No biggie at all. But they wanted to make it into something more than what it was because they wanted people to feel the way they felt, that they were undeserving of anything that was given to them. And Harry and Meghan, who was doing the yeoman of the work over there, was living in shacks. They absolutely was, compared to Edward's house and what William and Kate was living in. William and Kate at the time, I think, had 3 houses. Harry and Meghan's house was a shack. Frogmore Cottage was a shack compared to theirs. And they did not want them to have that. I'm just saying. And that is why it's killing them. This mansion is killing them to the point where they are over here 5,000 miles away. GB News has their nose in the property value of Montecito. They are just absolutely so butthurt that Harry and Meghan has continued to thrive and they live in a home that looks like this. And it says dramatic drop in local property values revealed by a real estate company. Then they call the name of it. I'm not going to call the name of it. It says in October 2024 could potentially impact the value of their luxury residence. Why do they care so much? Why do they care so much? And like I said, to my understanding, that Harry and Meghan's property value has only gone up. Ridiculous. And then they go on to describe Harry and Meghan's house, talking about their sprawling mansion boasts an impressive array of amenities fit for a royal couple. They wanted Harry and Meghan to stay in poverty. But that has always been their strategy. Try to get people to hate them and become jealous of them. And because that's what they are. They are absolutely jealous of Harry and Meghan and their home. And it says the property features 7 bedrooms, providing ample space for their young family. That is an article absolutely created out of nothing. Because I don't even believe the statistics is actually legit. To be honest, I believe nothing that was written in this article. And it was all speculation just to get Harry and Meghan's name in a title so they can get a click. I'm just saying. I'm going to put this up, and it says the Rangers who can't see past the tip of their nose when it comes to all of the shady double dipping tactics of the subsidized royals suddenly become world class sleuths when it comes to Prince Harry and Meghan, watching their pockets while their own is being robbed. Woo, child. And that, where is the lie on that? They have all kinds of smoke. We just talked about all the stuff that they talk about Harry and Meghan, even down to the fact that they are looking into the property value of the community in which Harry and Meghan is living. I don't think you can be any more of a sleuth than that. I don't believe you can actually police anybody any more than that. And y'all know I brought to the podcast not long ago where they was even talking about Harry and Meghan's property taxes, estimating how much it was going to be. Yes, they even did nonsense like that. I mean, it is just ridiculous. So ridiculous. And I'm going to touch on this one. I'm going to put this up. And this is all double hockey sticks. The Daily Fair will have 7 new exclusive articles on Harry and Meghan in tomorrow's paper. They're fighting, separating, divorcing, fleecing taxpayers, moving to separate houses, and kicking the dogs. This is what the stories will probably be about. And why you say? Because of this. Prince Andrew's paperwork related to the Duke's past business dealings has vanished, Arthur claimed. Yes, this particular man is writing this book, and he went in there to look at some paperwork of what you remember. Well, just let me read it. It says, interest in Prince Andrew's finances has increased in recent months after it was revealed that the king was no longer paying him an allowance, raising questions about how he is able to pay for the Royal Lodge home on the Windsor estate as well as security. Because y'all know he came out and said, that's, bet I'm going to stay exactly where I'm at and I'm going to pay for everything. And also, I wanted to put this up because this is something is going on too. They're talking about it says scandal hit Prince Andrew back in the UK headlines over alleged Chinese spy. And basically, what this is, he was associating with somebody who the British government has deemed a spy. And the British government will not allow them back into the country. It says British Prince Andrew was facing intense media scrutiny on Saturday after revelations that a close Chinese business association of the scandal hit younger brother of King Charles was thought by the British government to be a Chinese spy. The court ruling on Thursday, it was disclosed that the businessman, known as H6, banned from Britain on national security grounds because the authorities suspected he was working clandestinely for Beijing to forge close contacts with prominent British figures. Yes, that's who he was hanging around with. And it says late on Friday, Andrew, the Duke of York, issued a statement to the BBC and other media in which he said he had ceased all contact with the individual described in court documents as a close confidant once concern was raised. But yet and still, he's going to be there at Christmas. He's going to be walking to church. He's going to be in the throes and in the bosom of his family. But somehow Harry and Meghan are not welcome. These people need to stop because they're at this point, they look like a bunch of fools. And Charles is the head fool in charge. If so many people have done so much to bring ill repute on that family, way more than Harry and Meghan could ever dream of doing, but yet and still, every one of them will be at Christmas. Charles himself and his horse has brought so much ill repute on that family to the point where it is not respected anywhere it goes. But yet and still, Harry and Meghan is not welcome. I'm not saying Harry and Meghan would want to go because y'all know what I have said time and time again. I wouldn't eat their food for nothing. But the whole point is, why are these other people welcome? It really looks grimy that they are willing to accept all this other nonsense out of the other members, but yet and still somehow continue to villainize this couple who has done nothing. The only thing that has transpired is what has been done to them. They only exposed it. And that right there is their big crime in the eye of these left behinds. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. I found this so funny. And this was in the Mirror, and it was talking about how Kate Middleton was snubbed. It's snubbed as huge award goes to convicted President Donald Trump. Where's the lie? I'm just saying. But this particular squatty reposted it and said, not the snubbed headline Aren't those only reserved for those who are no longer in the royal fold? Where it's a lie. Because I just said that earlier. That's all. Anytime you see Harry and Meghan's name, it's going to be snubbed, slammed, or rejected, or something like that. Mostly snubbed and slammed. Those are the two adjectives that they love to associate with Harry and Meghan, and somehow flopped and failure. And none of it's true. All right, I'm gonna put this one up, and this is the same post, but this squatty reposted it and said this. It says, "The Person of the Year award went to the only person who lied more than Kate in 2024." Why are royalists upset? I cannot. Tell me that is not on point. Tell me that is not on point. Because that's all Kate did was lie this year. Lie and lie and lie and lie. And if you're going to give it to a liar, why not give it to the one who lied the most? I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'm going to put this up. And y'all already know that if they mess with Harry and Meghan in any form or fashion, the Sussex Squad is always going to have a problem with that, and they're always going to eat your face off. All right, y'all. Bye.